Hey everyone, this is Jay Soloff from Investors Alley, and this is our options trade of the week. So, we are checking out the unusual options activity here at marketchameleon.com, seeing what kind of interesting things are going on. So, right off the bat, you'll notice work, which is Slack technology, is up here, up 34%. There are rumors, or there has been some news that Salesforce is looking to purchase or acquire Slack, so that's why that's way up. And then we're seeing some various other things, and we'll come down here to Palantir, which I've talked about recently. It's been in the news a lot lately, just a lot of options action. You can see here almost 1.5 million contracts traded, 9 times the regular amount. It's up about 20% today. So big news on Palantir, just in the sense that it's really been moving. I think the catalyst is the hedge fund holdings were disclosed just this week, and there's a lot of significant interest amongst big hedge fund players. So just a lot of big players in Palantir. It's also likely to be utilized quite a bit by the government, particularly if they want to cut down on traditional military spending and use software to kind of replace some of the more expensive things they've done in the past. So just a lot of bullish news on Palantir lately. So looking at the trades, I was scrolling through the trades, and there, it's not a ton of huge positions, but a lot of 500 to 1,000 lots, which is still quite a bit. And one that caught my eye here is this one, March calls, the 26 calls. This was done when the stock was at a little over 24. Now you'll see the stock exploded higher, is close to 29. And we'll get back to that. But this, to me, is a covered call trade, almost certainly. These calls were sold at 614 versus 50,000 shares bought at 24. So the strike was 26. So immediately you might be thinking, well, shoot, this person just capped their upside at 26. It's all the way up to close to 29. And that's true, but if you make a covered call trade in a stock like this, it's going to be volatile, right? So, there's always the possibility that it's going to shoot around the strike price, but it's a trade that's until March. And I think what they're focusing on here is the $6.14. That's a huge amount of premium. It's over $300,000 of premium. And, that's something like, 20% yield over, looks like about 4 or 5 months, right? So it's a ton of premium, and basically it means that down to something like 18 or so, this trade can't lose money. Yes, if it gets capped at 26, you can't make any more money, but you're making the $1.62 plus the 614, so that's still making quite a bit of money despite the fact that it's gone higher. This is likely to be volatile, so this price could move around quite a bit, but just interesting to see covered call trade in such a sort of a volatile stock. Although it looks like it's immediately paying off. They could close it for gain tomorrow if the market was open. So looking at some of the specifics here, you can see Palantir's just taken off, and this move here is after a lot of the disclosure of major hedge fund holdings. And if we look here at the actual trade, so we can go out to March, so it's 114 days. So, it's still, whatever, 4 months. And we're talking about, though, a 20% plus yield in 4 months, which is certainly not bad at all, considering what rates are. You can see the trade here, 20. This is where the activity is. It looks like a lot of activity at this strike, the March 26th. It's already gone up to, to $9 to $10 range. But again, it was done at something like $6 at the time. And to do a trade like this, you're simply, selling the call. You can either sell the call separately, buy the stock. Sometimes you'll find it in terms of like a covered stock or covered call or buy right trade, where they match the stock and the options here, 100 shares per contract. So if you're interested in covered calls, you want to learn more about them. They're extremely powerful, they're extremely useful. You want to learn more about them. There's a free report you can get to learn about them, get started with covered calls. There's a link below this video if you're interested.